Peace, 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 everyone. Good morning. I'm talking about good afternoon. Look at me already. I'm all up and just, bright-eyed and energetic. I'm already talking about afternoon and it's still the AM. But yes, today's topic is about mental health and forgiveness. All right. So, as you all know, I've been talking a lot about mental health lately. This whole month, really, I've been focused on mental health. I've been having a few people come on, and we had one person come on already, and we spoke about forgiveness. I've been talking a lot about health and wellness and so forth. That's because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And we're down to the last 8 days of mental health awareness. So, this is Mental Health Awareness Week. So, today, we're going to be speaking about the actual power of forgiveness and why one should forgive. What's the reason behind it? A lot of people feel like person or f her, f him, whatever it might be, and they hold on to all this resentment and they try to continue on with their daily life, not knowing that holding on to grudges, holding on to resentment, being angry, and so forth is really breaking them down on the inside. It's not hurting the other person, it's breaking them down. And so we're going to get more into that, more into depth into why you should forgive and what that has to do with your mental as well as your physical. So today I have on my show Ma'at Shakur. She's a wonderful, wonderful podcast host on Anchor. I met her this month, actually. She's been on my page for a while, but we finally started connecting this month. She sent me a link to my inbox, and I was like, what is this? And I read kind of what it was, and I went and clicked. I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to it in a second. Give me a second, I told her. Give me a second. I'm going to listen to it. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm actually going to do it. I might not do it right then and there, but I definitely do it that day. Well, at least I tried to. So, but when I seen what her post was about, I was like, I'm going to have to listen to this. So I went and listened. And I was like, oh, she onto something right here. I like this woman. Let me see what else she got going on. So then I went and looked. She had a couple of more little audios. I was like, she's with that black power. I like that. I like that. That's what I was saying to myself. So in any case, I connected with her and I listened to your podcast, and I ended up sending her a link to my podcast. And guess what? She went, listened to it with no problem. She gave me like wonderful feedback. And I was like, dang, like, where's she been at all my life when I've been doing all this stuff? Like, where the hell she been? I don't know where she been at, but she definitely been on my page. We just wasn't talking, until this month. So in any case, I want to introduce Ma'at Shakur. Love her name, love the last name, love the first name, and we're going to build from here. All right. Pieces.
Peace. Good morning, sis. How's it going? Or grand
Great.
rising.
Yeah, grand rising, great rising. You see me when I first got on, I said, good afternoon, everyone. I was
Yes, let's make this joyous.
I'm already, I done went past the AM. I'm like, good afternoon. I'm like, good afternoon. But yes,
Yes.
I'm great. I done woke up with a positive attitude as
Yes.
I should. You know, um, I feel a lot better than I've been feeling the last few days because I've been kind of, well, say the last week, I've been kind of in and out of like, I guess, physical pain due to
Mhm.
my pregnancy. I've been kind of just going through things,
Mhm.
mentally trying to prepare for, you know, the birth and everything like that, dealing with my babies, all that good stuff like that. So, in at home life. So, I just kind of been like here and there, here and there.
Yeah.
It is time to
Mhm.
prepare, but I feel better. I'm feeling great. You know,
Awesome.
how are
Awesome.
you feeling?
I woke up this morning, Miss Fiery, in a very happy mood myself. Now, with it being the weekend, I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes Miss Portia, my aunt Shakur wants to stay in the bed for a little bit. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna thank my ancestors, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna get on this show with Miss
Yes,
Fiery, Ex Wisdom, and we're gonna have a conversation about forgiveness, and and everything just is just coming together this morning for me. I'm glad to be
yes.
here. I'm happy to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm happy that you're here too. I wanted I've been looking for someone that for a while, and you just happened to pop up in my inbox. I'm like, so after, like I said, listening to your podcast and so forth, I was like, you know what, I gotta have her on my show because I feel like you definitely had something to say as far as this subject goes with health and wellness and forgiveness. you
Well,
know.
thank you.
Um,
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do.
and, and you know, I got to say something. I already told you, but I got to say it publicly. I love your hair. Like that twist out is the bomb.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I got to represent.
Like that twist out
Yeah,
is. I
I
was
got
doing
to have.
twist outs on my hair, but I said
Yes.
stop. Like,
Thank you. I got to represent for the
and did you
ancestors.
say
These are my antennas. Yeah.
about? Did you say you do that every night?
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much every night. If I'm, you
So
know,
cute.
thank you. Thank you. If I'm not feeling lazy, then I'll twist it up.
Well, it look good. It look good. I'm about to actually braid my hair. I was gonna start braiding my hair yesterday,
Okay.
but I kind of was just like, but I'm about this. So when you see me later, it's gonna be braided.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I need to do something with it. I need to do something with it. I need to do something with it because it's the heat is starting
Oh,
to
yeah.
to make my head sweat and everything. So I'm like, I
Hmm.
gotta do something. Good
Yeah.
morning, everyone. Everyone saying good morning. Great rising, great
Grand
rising.
Rising. Grand Rising. Thank you.
P7, P7. We got people telling us great rising. So yes. So let's get on this subject.
Hmm.
Great rising, Shanette. Yes, let's get on this like meaningful and powerful subject of forgiveness.
Okay.
Um, what I want to say about forgiveness is this, right?
Hmm.
I remember there was a time where there was just a short period of time where I held on to grudges. Like I
Hmm.
really, really held on to the grudges. And I do recall when I used to do that, it literally feel weak, literally
Hmm.
feel weak when I thought about whatever it was that was making me upset. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I would feel weak. I would feel my body kind of tense up. I would feel like my body get hot. I would feel the heat rise in my body. That's not
Hmm.
good for you. That's not good for you. It's unhealthy. It's just completely unhealthy, period. You know, that's all a part of why we should forgive, because we are only harming ourselves when we don't forgive. And we should forgive for ourselves, not for them
Hmm. Absolutely.
necessarily, but for ourselves. Person, like I had posted something yesterday, I think it was in regards to that. Like the person doesn't even have to say I apologize or I'm sorry to you. That you
Right.
don't actually need that to forgive for yourself. You know what I
Right.
mean? There comes
Hmm.
a time where we have to learn how to just kind of separate ourselves from whatever it is that is causing us anguish, grief, you know,
Yeah.
um, hurt, pain, sorrow, all that. There's a time when we have to separate yourselves from that type
Yes.
of thing.
Absolutely.
You know, and that doesn't
Absolutely.
mean that you're angry with them. That doesn't mean that you're holding on to resentment. That means that you care about yourself more
Hmm.
than
Hmm.
anyone else. You got to care about yourself
Right. And I feel, Miss
more.
Barbara,
People
I
need to
feel
learn first.
if I could cut in
You know
real
what I
quick.
mean?
Yes, ma'am. I feel like a lot of us we are bringing ourselves down by needing closure. You don't
Mhm.
have to have that closure with whatever situation is going on. Just move forward, and it just makes life a
Mhm.
whole lot easier. A whole lot
Mhm.
easier. Because some people really don't feel like they did anything wrong, no matter how heinous it is.
Mhm.
So you have to accept that from them and just live your life in peace.
It's true. It's true. It's true. We
Mhm.
have to. We have to be. That's because a lot of people that feel like they did no wrong, they feel like they're
Mhm.
innocent in the situation. They actually have a lot going on with themselves mentally.
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
it's them. They have a lot mentally going on.
Mhm.
Because if you know full well that the offender offended you, and the offender doesn't realize that they offended you, that's a problem.
Mhm.
That's a problem.
Right.
It's especially when they cannot acknowledge. That's when we have to learn to step back. Just step back
Mhm.
because that type of behavior will continue from that person
Yeah.
until they learn to acknowledge what they did wrong. It will continue.
Absolutely.
It will continue. And we also got to learn to realize when an apology is real and when an apology is not real.
Mhm.
Don't
Mhm.
just accept anyone's apology either. Like
Right.
you should be able to read in between those lines. Like, okay, this person is BSing. This person just saying I apologize for that moment because they need something out of me.
Mhm.
me. They apologizing at this moment so that they can get something in the near future out of me. You know what I mean? So you got to learn
Absolutely.
how to protect yourself, how to love yourself,
Mhm.
and again, move on and just move on. Some people are not meant to be in your life, period.
Right.
Period.
That includes
You know,
family.
that
Yes.
includes family.
Mhm.
Exactly, exactly. And just like, and I had also said yesterday about forgiveness. That's the process of inviting peace into your life,
Right.
to self.
Mhm.
You know, it's the
Mhm.
process of inviting peace to self. So if you cannot forgive for yourself, you won't ever be at peace.
Right.
Because
Right.
whenever you think about whatever the situation is, you're going to be in disarray. You're going to be whatever it might be, besides
Mhm.
happy, besides
Right.
happy. And
Mhm.
it's all about happiness. Happiness is part of our growth and our vitality. You know what I mean? And if we're not happy, it's going to shorten our lives. It's going to shorten our lifespan. It
Definitely.
will. It
Definitely.
will shorten
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
stress is really hard on your heart, on
it
your
is.
blood vessels. Yeah.
It is. It
Mhm.
is. It
Mhm.
is. That's exactly what it is. And not including the mind.
Yes.
It's a
Mhm.
mind. It's a mental thing when you don't forgive.
Mhm.
Which can also show in your body how you sit, your posture, your
Yes.
sleep, all of that.
Mhm.
It shows on
It
the
does.
outside as well when you're
Mhm.
unforgiving, you know.
And how you
And
treat people.
yes, and
Mhm.
there was someone I was speaking to recently, and that they actually inboxed me about forgiveness because they was like, "Look, Fari, I'm not forgiving. This person did such and such to me, and there's no way I am forgiving that person." And I'm like, you know what? You don't. The thing is, you don't have to. I keep trying to explain to that person, it's not about that person. It's about you. That person doesn't even feel your anger. You're the only one that feels it. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? You're the only
Mhm.
one that feels it. That's what I was trying to explain to that person. Forget that person. It's about you. Look how upset
Mhm.
you are just speaking about that person. You have to let that go. Let that person go. Let it go. And well, what
Mhm.
if it happened to you? This is what the person said to me. Well, what if it happened to you? And I said, guess what? It did. What you're telling me about what happened to you already happened to me. It's happened to me a couple of times as a
Mhm.
child
Mhm.
and as a teenager. It's happened to me.
Mhm. Right. Right.
And we're speaking for that matter. You know what I mean? It's happened to me, and
Mhm.
I did end up letting it go. I let it go. I had to,
Yes.
but that experience actually made me grow. It made me grow. It made me more of an alert person, more of a wise person. It helps me protect my children. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? That's what it
Absolutely.
is. You should grow from whatever pain that you've experienced. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Don't grow to
Mhm.
become bitter. Grow to become better. And that's what I tell people. I spoke about that in my book as well. Grow to
Mhm.
become better, not to become bitter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you carry around that bitterness in your heart, like you said, it shows on your face,
Mhm,
like you can see that anger on a person's face, and you can sense that unforgiveness in their hearts, and how they live their lives, how they relate to people, how they deal with people. And I don't know about you, but when a person tells me they have a hard time sleeping, like, if you come across a person who, you know, they say, "Well, I don't usually sleep," or "I go to sleep," or "I keep waking up," and that's just the pattern of their lives. You can tell at that point that they're dealing with something that's potentially traumatic, that
mhm,
they haven't dealt with, or they haven't had a chance to forgive themselves. If you can't look at yourself in the mirror for more than a few seconds, it's something going on the inside that's projecting on the
mhm,
outside. And having an unforgiving heart, in my opinion, is the catalyst for a lot of that.
mhm. That's very true. That's very true. That is
Yeah.
very true. Especially when you're trying to go to bed at night, like you saying the sleep part. You know, when you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to sleep at night, it's kind of hard to sleep when your mind is focused on revenge. You know, when your
Exactly.
mind is
Mm-hmm.
focused on, you know, getting back at the person that
That
upset you
hurts
and
you.
so forth.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to sleep at night.
It
You can't,
is.
there's no way that you're really sleeping peacefully at night when you're thinking about something malice,
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just you have to do what's best for you. And what's best for you is definitely not anything malicious, anything innocuous, anything that's going to hurt
Yes.
yourself. You're gonna end up hurting yourself when
Mm-hmm.
you hurt someone else. That's another thing, you know, because
Exactly.
everything always comes back. It comes back to you. It comes back.
Tenfold.
It comes back.
Tenfold.
So when
Mm-hmm.
you're going out and you're seeking revenge on someone else, best believe it's going to come back. But I don't want people to think what I'm saying is okay. Because there's times where I'm not even gonna front because I do believe in eye for an eye. You know, when it comes to, I definitely do believe in that, you know. So I don't want to sound
Mm-hmm.
contradictory here because I do believe in it to a certain extent. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
To certain
Mm-hmm.
to certain to certain people. That's what I want to say. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Just to certain people. You know, but um,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
someone stole your, you know what I mean? But to certain people, I do believe in eye for an eye. But if someone stole $50 from you, what you gonna go do? Rob their whole house because they stole $50 from you? Or you just gonna let it go
Right.
and make that $50 and then some? You know, someone done
Yeah.
jumped your sister or jumped your cousin or jumped you. What are you gonna do?
Forget about
Yes,
it.
I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, yes, you're gonna fight back. You're gonna fight back, but
Yeah.
after that's all done and over with, are you 5 years from now at that person for jumping you? Are you still gonna be mad 15 years from now from that person that jumped you? Are you still gonna hold on to something that happened 15 years ago? Or are you gonna be like, all right, I know to watch that person, but I ain't even gonna be, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna walk around like, like, you know what
It's
I mean? Because
crazy because
I got
you
jumped
don't
by
really
them
think
15
of
years ago
that.
or in high school.
Yeah, you don't really think of that when you're in the moment. Like, am I going to be mad about this five? No, because at that point, when it's happening, I'm ready to get it in right there. Forget 5 years from now. I'm
Right
ready to
then,
settle it. I'm ready to settle it right now so I
right
can move
then.
on with my life.
So you can move exactly, so you can just move on. Like, why sit there and hold on to it? Handle your business right then and there and just move on. I, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. You know, I want to give you an example. That I had brought up the jumping situation
Yeah, yeah.
because I brought up the jumping situation because when I was in high school, you know, I'm talking about years ago. Y'all need to know my age. Some of y'all already know, but don't be worrying about trying to guess and everything. Okay, but when I was in high school, all right, I got into a fight with a girl, right? And that
Hmm.
fight happened like 4 times in a row because I kept picking her up. And she kept coming back to me because she, I guess, wanted to win this fight with me. Like she was determined, like, I'm gonna kick her
Oh
ass.
yeah.
But it just
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
happening. It just wasn't happening. You know what I mean? It just wasn't happening. She wasn't gonna beat me up. So that's all
Exactly.
it was. That's all it was. So in any case, 20 some odd years later, I bump into her on social media. And um me being the happy go lucky person I am, I'm
Mhm.
very high vibrational. So I seen her and she sells hair and so forth, whatever. And I was like, congratulations on your business. And, I was very serious. Like I was sincere. Congratulations on your business. I'm happy for you. She's a married woman. She got some children and so forth. She sent me a
Yeah.
message like, bitch. She sent me a message like, bitch, like, don't say nothing to me. Like, I'm like, whoa, like, I done beat you up 20 years ago. You still mad now? Like the hell?
Okay. Girl, get over it. Get
Yes, I was
over it.
like, I said, this is crazy. And I told her that. I said, you need to, I said, you should really let that go. I said, that was like 20 years ago, Like, I didn't even have a child
Yeah,
then. You're mad about something that happened when I didn't even have a child? Like, my oldest
Mm,
child is 19. You're mad about something when I didn't even have a child. You know what I mean? You have to let some stuff
right.
go. You do. You
Yeah.
really do.
And
Like
when you're
stuff like that.
happy,
That's just like,
when you're genuinely happy, it shows. It
mm-hmm.
really does
It
show.
does.
And yeah, and some people and you know what? I know that this might be a little bit off topic. Well, it might tie in a little bit, but it's crazy that when you're happy, that other people don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I know that that might be a little bit beside the
And
subject a
that's
little bit.
definitely on topic.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, like people will see you being happy or doing good things, or like for case in point, we talked about this a little bit earlier. I recently started to eat. I cut meat completely out my diet, so
Mm-hmm.
that shows on me like I have more energy, and
Mm-hmm.
I can think more clearly now that I guess my head's not cluttered with meat or thoughts of eating. So like it makes your aura different. And when
Mm-hmm.
people
Mm-hmm.
see that, their whole mood changed because they haven't worked on
Mm-hmm.
themselves.
Yes. Yes. Yes, and again, like I said, that's definitely on topic because when people are upset that you're happy, that's because they have not forgiven themselves for whatever it is that is eating them up on the inside. That's why they don't like seeing you happy.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's time to start forgiving yourself.
Yes.
Forgive and let go of whatever it is that's eating you up on the inside that you don't like seeing other people happy. You
Yes.
know, forgive and
Hmm.
let go of whatever it is that's eating you up on the inside to the point that you don't like to support other people, your
Right.
own people on top of that. Something as simple as, like you said to me earlier when you sent me that link. It's not hard to click that link. I
Mm-mm.
clicked your link like this, like, okay, let me listen to what she got to say, you know?
Right. Hmm.
And that's what I did. It's not hard.
Not at all. Not at
If you
all.
can do anything else throughout the day, if you can do anything, then you can definitely just listen to someone's quick little podcast or like yours. Your was very it was very quick. I just like, okay, let me listen, you
A
know?
quick side note,
Simple as
I
that.
really hadn't expected you to listen to I was just
You
sending
did
it
it.
to people, and I was like, she tags me in her post. Let me send this to her. Hadn't even that think I didn't think that all this was gonna transpire. I thought, yeah, I was just gonna
I'm
send it, and that was gonna be it.
I'm definitely gonna listen. When people send me things, I'll listen
Mhm.
to it as long as I know it's not like a chain message. Like,
Right.
you know, those videos. I don't click on those videos, anything like that. But if you send me a a podcast or
Mhm.
a radio show or your song or some, I will listen to it, you know. But it
Absolutely.
depends on how you sent it to me too. You have to
Mhm.
address, you know, you gotta properly address who you are, you know. Tell me who
Right.
you are and say, hey, can you listen to this? So forth, you know, and I'm gonna listen to it. I'm like, okay, that was a nice introduction, introduce yourself, you know,
Absolutely.
introduce yourself, and I'm gonna listen to it. So that's just how I am.
Yes.
I support as many people as I can, in any way I can, in any way that
Well,
I
thank
can. So if
you.
I
I
can't buy something
definitely
at that
can.
moment, I'm gonna share it. Yeah, no
Well,
problem.
yes,
No
yes.
problem. That's just what it is. That's about, you know what? That's self-love
Yes.
coming out on other
Yes.
people. You
Yes,
know,
indeed.
when you
Yes,
love yourself,
indeed.
you have no problem with loving other people,
Yes.
you know, and
Yes.
showing that love and giving that love back. And that's how I am. Like I love myself so much. I shoot, I'm gonna give all the love to people, you know,
Right. Yes, I love me some
as
my
long as I can.
Yes,
Right.
indeed. Yes,
You gotta love
indeed.
yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You got to. You
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
got to.
Yes.
So, but another thing I was thinking about when I was okay, we're gonna do this forgiveness podcast and everything.
Hmm.
Is there anyone that you say to yourself, you know what, I forgive them, but I can't really deal with them right now? Is there anyone like that in your
Absolutely.
life? You have that going on?
Absolutely. As a woman, as a young woman, I felt like that mostly with the guys that I've entertained in the past, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Finding out it's crazy. One thing about dating that I've had to learn the hard way is that you have to vet people before you give them your time. So
Mhm.
I found myself in situations with guys where I would learn who they were after we've, gotten serious, or I really start to like them, you know.
Right.
And then I find out, oh, he's, entertaining other women, or he doesn't have a stability, something like that. I'll find that out later, and I will find out in a harsh way, like I might find out on Facebook, or a
Mhm.
woman might approach me and say, "Hey, that's my man," something like that, and it would frustrate me and get me to a point where I was just
Mm.
depressed, and I had a hard time dating for a while because I was holding on to what that person had done to me. So
Mhm.
I would carry that into another relation, that unforgiveness into another relationship, and that person would, and it was just another cycle. That person would break up with me because I'm treating them like how I would have treated that other person. I still got
Mhm.
it in my head that all men are like that, which is
Mm.
not true. Which is just not true. So I had to find the love within myself before moving into other relationships. But as far as like those guys hurting me and whatnot, I would just like I would still say, now I'd be like, well, that's a little too much. Like that ain't something that I could just get past right now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
just give myself some time, and I don't want to
Mhm.
look at him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to talk to him. I just want to live my life. Because it's hard when you love somebody, you really care about somebody, and you feel like you can give so much of yourself to them, and they betray you in the
Right.
worst
Right.
way, in the harshest way. Like they take your heart and they step on it. Like, no, I don't want to see you ever again. Like when I said that, I meant that. So
Mhm.
forgiveness is, now I find it in my heart to forgive and let go, because a lot of that was years ago.
Right. Right.
They
Right.
moved on, I've moved on, and
Mhm.
that it just is what it is now. But it took me years to really be in the same room with some people, because they
Mhm.
affected my mood just that much. I didn't want to hang out with certain friends because I knew that they would be around that other person. So I had to learn how to let that go so I could be happy and be around my family and friends without worrying about what I think about that other person. Just live my life.
Right. Right. Because forgiveness is letting go of emotional baggage.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know, when
indeed.
you're walking with emotional baggage, it's only going to weigh you down. It's only going to weigh you down, and then you're going to unpack those bags when you move on to that next situation with as far as the relationship goes. You're going to unpack
Right.
those unforgiven
Right.
bags when you enter that
Mhm.
next relationship, and then they're going to feel that weight that you done brought with you into that relationship. You know,
Absolutely.
um,
Hmm.
so I can relate to what you're saying as far as that goes. I've been very, very, very hurt by men, just period. I've been hurt, but
Hmm.
I had to step away from being in relationships for a while, and at one point I was single for like 4 years.
Yeah.
4.5 years or something like that. I was single, and it was because I had to rebuild self. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I had to rebuild self. I had to forgive the person who did me wrong and did my children wrong. I had to just really forgive, you
Yes.
know? But
Hmm.
forgiving does not mean forgetting. Doesn't
That's
mean you
right.
have to forget. And forgiving also does not mean that you're accepting that person's wrongdoings.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's another tend to think, oh, because I forgave them, that means I'm accepting what they did. No, that doesn't mean that you're accepting their wrongdoings. That doesn't mean that you're forgetting what they did. Don't ever forget it. You need to remind yourself that. Keep that in your subconscious mind.
Oh yeah.
That this
Hmm.
person did this to me. But
So you know
you
how to
don't
deal
have
with
to.
them.
Yes, but you don't have to hold on to it. It doesn't have to be right there in the front of your mind every time you think about that person. Like, oh, I hate that person. That person cheated on me. Ooh, that person put their hands on me. That person, whatever it might be. You don't have to keep that in the front of your mind all the time because
Right.
it's only going to hurt you and weigh you down. That's
Hmm.
emotional baggage. That's what that is.
Now those situations have shaped the way that I date,
Mm-hmm.
that I choose to date now. I'm thankful to have some very supportive men in my life. I have a brother that's of age, and I have my dad. I have two dads, thank God. So I have men that can probably see things that I can't see. So, and another way that I know that I've forgiven all of that in the past is that could totally forget about it, but I still understand that, okay, this happened because I didn't do the right thing in this situation. So I know to do the right thing in a new situation, but still be open enough to love, open enough to accept
Mm-hmm.
love as well.
Exactly, exactly. Because what you're saying, that open enough to accept love, and like again, the whole moving on process. That's you regaining power of self again.
Yes. Yes. Hmm.
Because as long as you're unforgiving and you're dwelling on what happened in your past from those other men, that means that you're allowing them to have power of you.
Yes.
So you have to regain power of self. You have to regain power of self. These
Hmm.
men that you're not even involved with are with someone else now. They're with someone else, probably making somebody else's life hell, or maybe making it better. Who knows what they're doing? But it has nothing
Have
to
a
do with you.
kid.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you. So don't allow
Exactly.
them to have that power over you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have to regain power of self and take control of self again. You know, and that's an issue too with a lot of people, regardless of any kind of relationship it is, whether it's a some type of romantic relationship, business relationship, friendship with your sister or your homeboy, your brother. You
Mhm.
have to not allow someone else to have more power of yourself. You know,
Right. Right.
it's just a part of forgiveness of self. And we also have to learn how to live in the present. As long as we live in the past, we're always going to have that emotional baggage. We're always
Yeah.
going to carry that resentment. We're always going to carry that anger. You have to live in the present, live in the now, live in
Yes.
the now.
Hmm.
That person has nothing to do with you now.
Right. Right. Right.
And like you said,
Exactly.
because of those relationships, you do things differently now when it comes to new relationships.
Hmm. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
yeah, that's very important, because you're supposed to take those lessons and grow
Hmm.
from it. And grow
Exactly.
from it.
Hmm.
Now you know
Exactly.
how to be when it comes to other situations. You know what to look out for, what not to look out for, what to do, what you shouldn't do, and so forth.
Right.
That's really what it's about. That's what it's
Yeah.
about in all relationships that you're in. In all
Absolutely.
relationships.
It's
And
really,
then
really easy to hold on to that anger. Really easy to hold on to that anger. But I
mm,
found strength in just being happy, like you said, in the present, living in the moment.
live in the moment. Yes, stop living in the past. We
Yeah,
got to. We got to stop living in the past.
yeah.
And also, besides, like I said, living in the moment, living in the present,
Mhm.
when it comes to the past, like I
Mhm.
said before, we don't have to forget it.
No.
But
Mm-mm.
another thing we have to do is let it go. Don't forget it, but let it go.
Mhm.
Stop holding on to it. Don't hold on to it. Cut that cord. Cut that cord because it's dead anyway. Cut those
Yes.
dead ends. Don't hold on to that anymore. As long as you hold on to that cord, as long as you hold on to them dead ends, there's gonna be no growth.
Yeah.
No growth.
Exactly. 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 You're just slowly breaking yourself down. When I worked as I worked in as a 911 operator, one of the most common things that we would get calls for is heart attacks and strokes. And,
Mm,
it really just opened my eyes to how stressed out we are as a society.
mm-hmm.
That stress is very hard on our hearts and our lungs, and like you said, like our brains. It is very detrimental to your physical body to continue to live in that type of under pressure like that. So it's important to
Mm-hmm.
do things and try to figure out how you can. If one thing that I had a hard time with was knowing how to forgive and how to let go. It's really simple. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do
Just
it.
do it. Just do it.
Train yourself to forget about it. Find something new to focus on, like a hobby. This became one of my hobbies to help me, with my mental and whatnot. Just find something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Find somebody to talk to, or like some it's older people. I'm sure where you live, they may need some company, or they may need somebody to help them with groceries or whatever. Find a way to increase your high vibration, your positive vibrations.
Yes, yes, yes. Say that. Say that. Increase your high vibrational frequencies that we need, because your physical and your mental health, like you were saying, the brain, your heart, your lungs, your physical and your mental health is affected is affected due
Mhm.
to stress and
Yes.
unforgiveness. People
Mhm.
don't realize that when you hold that kind of anger, hurt, resentment in your body, that your body actually reacts to those negative emotions. It reacts
Mhm.
to that, and that will break down your immune system.
Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed.
That will, it will, you have to let it go.
Hmm.
People wonder why they're having high blood pressure. People wonder why they're having, constant headaches. People wonder why their heart is, palpitating.
Right.
People
Right.
wonder why. People wonder why they are short of breath sometimes.
Hmm.
People wonder why they're exhausted throughout the day, because your body is responding to the negative emotions that you are holding inside. You have to release those negative emotions.
Yes.
Bring in
It's like
positivity and let that negativity. Exhale, let it go. Let go of that
right.
negativity and inhale some positivity into your life. You know, give your body that
Hmm.
life that it deserves, that life that it needs. Again, it's about your
Exactly.
vitality. You know,
Hmm.
that's what it's
Yeah.
about.
Exactly. It's like you're smoking six packs
Yes.
of cigarettes a day by
Mm-hmm.
putting yourself under that kind of pressure. Like
Yes.
one thing that I learned about the past, anything that happened in the past, it's not like it can come back to bite you. It ain't like the past is on your heels right now. There might be some residual things, but it ultimately can't come back and get you. You know, like that situation, whatever incident,
Right.
whatever might have traumatized you is serious, and yes, you got to deal with it. But once it happened, and that's it. It's over. It's a brand new day.
It's over. It's over. I
Hmm.
was speaking to one of my Facebook friends. His name is Kim Green, right?
Hmm.
And he used the analogy of a snake biting you, right? And I was like,
Hmm.
that's a great analogy. I told him that yesterday. That's a perfect analogy. When a
Hmm.
snake bites you, right? What are you going to there and be mad at the snake, or are you going to get rid of the snake and heal your wound? Which one are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now he didn't say exactly in those words. That's basically how he put it. Because when you get bit by a snake, you need to go and heal yourself. You know,
Right.
don't
Hmm.
pick at the wound. Don't pick at the wound.
Right.
Heal yourself. Heal yourself.
Hmm.
Get rid of the
Absolutely.
snake. Get rid of the snake and heal yourself. Now you
Absolutely.
know So not to go back, and that was, you know, stay away from the snake, heal yourself, don't pick the wound. Simple as that. And I love that analogy when he brought up the snake bite. I was like, you
Yeah,
on to
that's
something, Kim
powerful.
Green. You on to
Yeah,
something right there. You know?
that's powerful. Yes, that's very powerful.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. That was a great one. I was like, yes, because that's exactly how it is. You
Yeah.
know, when someone
Mm-hmm.
hurts you, you need to heal the wound. Stop picking at the wound.
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
There's no way that scar is gonna heal and you're gonna get new skin on
Mm-hmm.
your dermis if you keep picking at it.
Right, right.
There's no
Mm-hmm.
way.
Right.
So yeah, I was just like, yeah, I like this. Like, I'm definitely gonna have to talk about this with Miss Maya Shakur about this snake bite because a lot of us done got bit by snakes.
Oh yes. Oh
A lot
yes.
of us have.
Mm-hmm.
We done got bit by
Absolutely.
some venomous snakes, snakes that really try to take us down and kill us. But we have to learn to let them snakes go.
Yes.
Let them
Yes, we
go.
do. Yes, we do. Because they're gonna keep biting us. They're gonna continue to bite
Mm-hmm.
us. And sometimes the snake is not even visible. It's in our mind. That person is probably dead and gone, or they probably done moved on with their lives, forgot about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they out biting other people, like you said. They could be making
Biting
somebody else life miserable.
biting other people or
Hmm.
waiting to bite you again, waiting
Yeah,
for you to
wait.
be silly to come back to where they can bite you again. You know, learn to stay away
Oh yeah.
from danger. Learn to stay away from danger.
Absolutely.
But when you go
Absolutely.
about life
Absolutely.
when you go about life with a clouded mind, or when you have
Hmm.
them cobwebs blocking your eyes and
Hmm.
blocking your brain because you have not forgiven yourself, you're gonna keep
Hmm.
hurting yourself.
Oh yeah. And other people.
Hmm. And
Hmm.
other
And
people,
other
like you
people.
said,
Yeah.
and that
Hmm.
type of pain also, if you're a mother or a father, you can release that pain on your children.
Oh yes. Oh
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Hmm. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's crazy how we can do things to each other and it comes back to us, you know. So you have to be careful. Just because you hurt, it doesn't give you the right to go out and do that to other people. And you see that pattern in people who are abusive towards their children. Like, well, my mama did that to me and I'm all right, but you're perpetuating that same pattern onto your children. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
I know some people, you know, find it okay to whoop if you put your hands on your children, you know that's your business. I'm not saying that, you know, I don't. I mean, I don't have any kids, so I don't really get it. But I mean, I guess you know how to punish your children, the right way to punish your children. But when it comes to like abuse, when you overdo it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in the past, especially in the Black community, you know, we picked up some habits from our slave master. Like, it's one thing to correct a person, but when you're like beating them to the point where you're
Mm-hmm.
drawing blood or breaking bones or bruising them, or, you know, something like that, if that was done to you, and at the time you know how you suffered with it, and you do that to your child, like we just keep perpetuating cycles over and over and over again, causing ourselves to have mental issues and, you know, things that
Mm-hmm.
we can, you know, kind of pull back and settle. Like, we have to squash that within ourselves. And then, like, I
That's
I'm
that
30 years old.
post-traumatic slave disorder.
Yes, yes. I'm 30 years old. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have any children. One reason is because I wanted to make sure that whatever I had on the inside was taken care of before I bring somebody else in this world. Because at
Right,
the end of the day, I gotta shape and mold them. I gotta make sure that they're ready to go out into the world. So if I'm perpetuating certain cycles within myself, then it more than likely my children are gonna do the same.
mm-hmm.
And I don't want that. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for them. So, you know, I really tried. I really tried to make sure that I'm good before, you know, handling other people. But bringing another child into this world, that's a whole nother thing. You know, like I'm responsible for the mentality for this person. I'm responsible for making sure that they can go out into society and do right by other people. So
Right.
certain cycles, yeah, we perpetuate within ourselves, and it just spills out onto our children, and then it just keeps going, keeps going.
Mm-hmm. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? Let's see. We got a comment right here. I don't know if
Okay.
you can see it. Some people don't know what healing really means. In order for people to let go, they need to know what healing looks like. There's no first aid for mental trauma. It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
She is absolutely correct. It's a process.
Absolutely. It
It's a
is.
process. And
Mhm.
sometimes it can be a long process.
Yes,
But as
indeed.
long as you're working toward healing, that's
Mm-hmm.
all that matters. As long as you are working toward healing self. And if you don't know what healing is, the first step to do is speak with someone that can help you heal.
Yes.
Speak with somebody.
Mhm. Yes.
Speak with someone. Whether it's we spoke about this before on shows, whether it's someone that you know,
Mm-hmm.
that you
Mm-hmm.
trust, that is, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a professional, whether it is a stranger that you know for sure won't get whatever it is that you're releasing out back to
Mm-hmm.
your
Right.
family, you know,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
talk to someone. That's the first step to healing, is probably talking, you know, or
It's such a
writing.
stigma. It's such a stigma in our community to go seek psychiatric help or some
Mm-hmm.
sort of. So a lot of us, especially the ones of us that say, "I don't need no therapist," those are the ones that need it. I don't have to talk to nobody. I can talk to the Lord. But your life, the way your life is lining up is proof that you potentially need somebody to release that whatever you feel into. Because how you
Mm-hmm.
relate to people is unnatural. How you talk
Right.
to people is unnatural. If you're always hyped up, always ready to fight, or you're always offended, if it's easy for you to get
Offended.
offended by the slightest little thing, you need to seek help. It's
Self-healing is,
something,
is that's
yes,
that's necessary. That's
right.
when you know that there's something wrong within self,
Mm-hmm.
because one should not be easily offended. One should
Mm-mm.
not be it shouldn't be like that,
No.
because not
Mm-mm.
everything is meant to offend you,
Right, right, right.
but some people are very, very
Sensitive.
sensitive when that
Mm-hmm.
they shouldn't be even over emotional about,
Mm-hmm.
but that's because they have a lot of hurt and anguish and so forth within themselves that they have not
Mm-hmm.
healed. So they're
Right.
offended over any and everything, you know, and that's not good
Mm-hmm.
at all. Let's see. What did he Kim Green. Hey, Kim Green. Lots of times we give away our own power. So true. That is so true. And we give away our
Mm-hmm.
own power unknowingly,
Yes, we
unknowingly,
do. Mm-hmm. Yes, we
unknowingly,
do. Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to someone that we're in a relationship. We tend to give our power to them. We become weak. We become weak when it
Yes.
comes to that person we're in a relationship with. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, all right, I guess I'll just deal with this. I'll just deal with it. But you got to
Mm-hmm.
stop just dealing with stuff
Right.
and address the situation right when it happens, like we were saying before. Don't
Mm-hmm.
wait till later.
Right, right, right.
Do it then and there. Address the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Gain that power back. Take your
Right.
power back from that person and address the
Mm-hmm.
situation, or else it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening.
Mm-hmm. And if they don't want to hear you, just move forward.
You
They
know.
got problem. They have a problem. If they don't see a problem with what they did, then it's an issue with them.
Mm. We got another comment from this young lady. One second. Ladies, I love your content. I went to a therapist for 2 years, and that was the last stage because I went to God and He said, see a therapist to work out my problems as a 35-year-old woman. So I always say, seek an outside source to get an unbiased opinion.
Mm-hmm. Family sometimes get.
Family, the way. Isn't
Hmm.
that the truth?
Yes, your family will
You need
say
an
go to
unbiased.
pastor. You need to pay tithes, or you need to go talk to Jesus. Like that's all cool and all, but you need professional somebody to help you articulate what's in your heart so you can put it out there, and then they can let you know maybe your way of thinking about this problem is wrong.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, and I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you exactly what I know. Some problems, they, yes, God can help you. Jesus can help you. Yes, but if you believe in a higher power, then you believe that he's the creator of all things. And if he's the creator of all things, then he definitely created therapists. So
That's
they're
why you need to
trained. Yeah, they're
follow
trained
one.
to
That's
help.
why you need to go exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. So let's get on that. Let's get on that. A lot of our people who
Hmm.
are still conditioned to go to churches, that
Yes.
still follow religion and so forth.
Hmm.
Those A lot of those people that go to church also will not go seek a mental therapist.
Oh no. Oh
They
no.
won't.
Mm-mm.
They
No.
won't seek a therapist. They that like you said, that's that stigma amongst our
Yeah.
people. They won't get the help. And then they just like, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna pray.
I'm gonna pray about it.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
pray, but they won't go and seek the help that they need. You're gonna
Yes.
pray yourself to sickness and then to death.
Hmm.
That's what's gonna happen. You
Yeah.
have to go seek help. You have to go
Yes.
seek help. And again, whether it's professional help or whether it's help from a stranger,
Hmm.
but like that woman just said, an unbiased opinion is
Yes.
best.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
You
is.
know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's best. Because family and your friends they have a bad habit of telling you that either, girl, you don't need no help, or boy, you don't need there ain't nothing wrong with you, or they'll be quick to tell you to just say
Write
you're in
it
a
off.
relationship. Yeah, say
Mm-hmm.
you're in a relationship with someone and this person is abusing you.
Mm.
Girl, he was just mad.
Yeah.
He was just mad. He was just mad. He was just mad. Y'all meant for each other. Y'all gonna work it out.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that man just beat the blood out you, and your cousin, your sister, whoever it is, he was just mad. Y'all work it out. Y'all work it out. Or I don't want to get involved with all that. Let's tell you that too. I don't want to get involved with all that. I don't want to
That
get
part.
involved.
That
Don't
part.
say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get involved. Or let's speak on the brothers. Our
Mm.
black men. They'll be in a relationship with a woman that they found out is constantly stepping out on them and
Mm.
doing X, Y, and Z. A lot of black men don't even like to tell their business. They don't want to seem like they're
Mm.
emotional or they're going through problems or they're
Right.
hurt over whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Y'all
Oh
need to
yeah.
say something. Y'all need to speak about it. Y'all
Yes.
need to speak
Yes.
about it,
Hmm.
and say, hey, you know what? This woman done did this to me and I am hurt. What should
And
I do?
while we're on the subject, it's a lot of people, men get a bad rap for being the abusers in domestic violence situations.
And that's not always the case.
No, it's not, because sometimes we women, we think that because we're seen as weaker, that it's okay to hit men and throw things at them when we're upset. It's not okay to hit a
Mm,
person. It's not okay to hit a person under
nope.
any circumstance unless they hit you. Now, if they hit you first, then you better
Defend
do
yourself.
something. Yeah,
Defend
defend
yourself.
yourself.
But
But
don't go off hitting
no,
no man and you're a
mm-mm,
woman. And then when he
mm-mm.
hits your ass back, you want to go call the police.
Right, then
Or
you
you
got
want
a
to go get your
problem.
brother or go get your uncle or go get your cousins to try to do something to this man when you're the one who was the aggressor. You're the one who
Exactly.
put your hands on him. Keep your hands
Mhm.
to yourself.
Right, right. Then we
Keep
want to
your hands
play
to
the
yourself.
victim and crying all on TV and
Mhm.
stuff. No, ma'am. Like you can't. And it's crazy because some women, we do it all the time. Like he'll come in the house and sit down and, well, why you didn't cut the grass? Well, I'm tired. I just got off work, and then you pop him upside the head. Like, no, that's not cool. That's not cool. Or embarrassing him in front of his friends. Like, he just chilling, playing cards with his friends, and you pop up going off but he just ain't at home. Well, maybe he don't want to deal with you. Did you ever think about that? Maybe he stay out the house because your attitude, because you haven't forgiven whatever.
Mhm.
And your
Mhm.
spirit, it just throws him off. He just can't deal with your spirit. It's hard to be around you sometimes. You
Mhm.
know?
But he
And
loves you so much, but he loves you so much that he won't actually leave you. So
Yes.
he'll come back later on that night, or he'll
When he
come back
think he
later
going
on
to bed.
that day. Or when he think, yeah, when he think you're going to bed, or when he think you done calm down. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
But that's again, that's emotion, that's self-abuse.
Yes.
That's self-abuse.
Yes. Yes,
Man,
indeed.
that's self-abuse, black man. If this woman is mistreating you and you
Mhm.
just leave out the house temporarily and come back hours later hoping and praying that she's a different person than she was 7 hours ago, that's
Mhm.
self-abuse. If this is something that's continuously happening with that woman.
Mhm.
You
Yes,
know,
it's the
something
same
something
thing.
yeah, something done happened within his life where
Mhm.
he is holding on to, he don't want to be alone. He don't want to let go of this abuser. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
let go of whatever it was in your past
Mhm.
and move
Mhm.
on so that you can have a more productive, a more healthy, a more successful life and relationship with the next person that you get involved with.
Right.
Let
Right.
go of all that pain. Let go of that anger. Let go of the fact that you was abandoned as a child,
Mhm.
and now
Yeah.
you're worried about this woman
Being alone
abandoning you
forever.
because you have mommy issues or because you
Mhm.
have daddy issues or something. Let that woman heal too, because there's clearly something wrong with her as well.
Exactly.
Maybe y'all both
Exactly.
need to seek some type of mental therapy together. You
Mm.
know, maybe
Yeah.
that's an option that y'all can choose to go seek help together.
Mhm.
You don't have to be married to get couples therapy. You don't need to be married to get couples coaching. You can go
Mhm.
together and get it done.
Right. Right.
And then
Right.
you can have separate sessions
Mhm.
so you can build without each other and just make your relationship stronger. But don't keep allowing the abuse to happen in your life.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know?
Under no circumstance.
Mm. Nope. Don't allow it. Don't allow it.
Mhm.
It's saying a lot about yourself. That's about yourself. So I don't know. Like, no, let me not say I don't know. I do know. Let it go.
Yes.
Let her
Yes.
go
Yes.
if you need to. Let her go if you need to. Let him go if you need to, and work
Yes.
on self. Work on self.
Mhm. Right.
Speaking of
We
relationship.
we can all be we can all be toxic. All of us.
Yeah.
Like we
Yes.
constantly, as women, we constantly, talk about the different games guys play and whatnot. But we come, some of us come with our own toxicity as well. Whether we dealt with crazy baby daddies or abusive family members or whatever, we come into these relationships with that baggage, and a lot of men don't deserve whatever treatment we decide to give them based on how we feel at that time. They don't deserve it because they're people too. And of course men come with their toxicities as well, but women, we should be discussing our own before we try to get on anyone. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
the times it's a direct effect from what they've experienced from the women in their lives. That's why they are the way that they are towards women, because they have some sort of baggage from when they were with their moms or older
Right.
sisters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they're bringing that into a relationship. So we have to take responsibility for some of our own negativity. Women, black women, we got so
Right.
much that we need to do for ourselves so we can help the future. So we can heal. We need to heal ourselves so we can have a more
Yes.
productive and positive future as Black people.
Exactly.
Hmm.
As black people. As black people. So we got Shanette. Let me see. She said, family will tell you go straight to Jesus.
Hmm.
Like we don't have professionals here. That higher power brought these professionals here to help us.
That's right.
Fact.
That's right.
Kim,
Hmm.
Kim Green says it's the God in me. Exactly. You praying to yourself. When you
Oh yeah.
talking, you talking to yourself. Are you going to
Pretty much.
respond? Are you going to respond to these affirmations and these praise that you're putting out there, or are you just going to
Yeah.
ignore it and just keep talking
Mhm.
to yourself? You know,
Exactly.
are you
Hmm.
just going to ignore? Like respond to that. Make action. Go get the help you need.
Exactly.
The help.
Exactly.
Maybe the mind is unable to be expanded is due to live history. That's what someone said. Well,
Uh, can you run that
um,
back?
maybe the mind is unable to be expanded. Here we go. Maybe the mind is unable to be expanded. It's due to life history. Pookie Moon, what exactly do you mean by that? I'll be looking for your comment. What do you mean exactly by that? I will say this, if the mind is unable to be expanded, you might need to practice breathing techniques.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, practice breathing techniques.
Or you
Um,
have an unwillingness, like a internal or subconscious unwillingness to want to think more or to expand your
mhm.
mind. Yeah.
Right. Oh goodness. Let's see what else. We got some more comments. We got a pretty good amount of comments on here. Um, my friend is self-healing before she brought kids here. I was like, I should have done that as well.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let
Yeah.
me bring that on here. My friend
Mhm.
is self-healing before she brought kids here. I was like, I should have done that as well. Do the work before. It is what it is. I'm still doing this work, this self-work. Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Self-heal.
Yes,
Self-heal so you don't project that anger and that hurt and that poison on your children.
right. Right. The children are very impressionable. I don't have any children, but when I worked in a daycare, it's like they always wanted to do whatever Miss Portia was doing. You know, they see and they hear you do, they
Mm-hmm.
hear you say stuff and they see you do stuff. They want to do exactly that. Now I work with teens and it's pretty much the same thing. When they see or they hear me say certain things, they want to imitate that. You know, well,
Yeah.
Miss Portia did it, you know. So yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
see. Hold on. Let me add this on here real quick. For life coaching services, you can definitely contact me at iamfariex.com. I am a certified and licensed life coach. Looking for coaching and I specialize in relationship coaching, and that works with self, others, whether it's your couple relationship, couple therapy. I also attended school for counseling psychology. And so you can see, all my credentials and everything on my website. Just visit iamfariex.com. Definitely. Let me see. Let me clear this off. And again, subscribe to Fariex on YouTube for daily motivational mental health videos. And Ma'at Shakur, tell them about your anchor real quick.
Yes, you can find me on anchor.fm at Miss Portia 1989. That's MSPORSCHE 1989. You can also listen to my podcast on Spotify. Same thing, Miss Portia 1989.
So that's Miss Portia, spelled Miss Portia again.
Yes, that's MSPORSCHE 1989.
And that's on Anchor, correct?
Yes, anchor.fm and on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. And Spotify. Let's see.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Nuh-uh, 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 nuh-uh.
it's
No,
gotta
no, there's an error there. No, no, no. Let's take the C out of there. All right. Here we go. Bam.
there we go. Awesome, awesome.
Bam. Check out Miss Portia. Check out Miss Portia on Anchor. Check out her podcast. It's dope. She speaks on white supremacy, Black power, and topics like what we're discussing. You'll
Mhm.
love it. Check her out. She has a message to deliver. So check her out. There's some information. And again, what's scrolling at the bottom is follow Miss Ma'at Shakur on IG. You see that? And you can also follow her on Facebook because she's the bomb. So she don't got no room for no friends, but you can definitely follow her, on Facebook. So Check her out. Check her out. Let me see. All right. Oh, so she said, I would love to talk more with you ladies about mental health and awareness. Inbox me. Definitely. Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely. We
Absolutely.
will. Definitely will.
Absolutely.
My anchor is the which is anchor, and then it's slash the scoop with Fariex. That's what my anchor is. Anchor.fm/ the scoop with Fariex. So that's where you can find my anchor um, podcast at. You know, but it's best to really follow me on Facebook, on my Facebook fan page, which is just Fari X. That's
Hmm.
where my lives go out to. My lives also go out to the Scoop with Fari X fan page as well, or business page, whatever you call it. That lives go out to there, and then on YouTube, the Scoop with Fari X.
Hmm.
You know, so all those platforms out, or you can follow my personal YouTube or subscribe to, and that's Fariex, youtube.com/Fariex. So definitely check me out. Check out Miss Portia, and she'll definitely be back on again. This,
Yes,
like
indeed.
I was saying, yeah, she'll be back on again, and we'll be building more about mental health and wellness. We have 8 days left in this month to keep spreading the awareness of mental health and wellness. This is Mental Health Month, National
Hmm.
Mental Health Awareness Month, I should say. Yes. So, which mental health should be something that's spoke about every day, not just
Yes.
in one month. Same thing with
Hmm.
Black history. That's something that should be spoke about every day, not just one
Daily.
time a month. This is a daily thing because our people are suffering mentally and been suffering since the womb.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, came out suffering. So this is something we should be speaking about all the time. And that is why I post so many motivational and inspirational posts, because I know that it affects the mind. People read it and they say it to
Hmm.
themselves, and it makes them feel just that much better. You know, that's why I post these
Hmm.
things. Yeah, she said there's not a lot of Black women or men in mental health.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
That's
hard.
true.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find our own that are in, the mental health field. But we're out here. We're definitely out
Right.
here, though.
Hmm.
It's just hard to find us.
Hmm.
You know, that's because they always put the white face there. The white face is always there. But we're there. It's just harder to find. But definitely, go on your Facebook bar, just put in, the hashtags, just search it, same thing with Instagram. You'll find one. You might not see many, you know. It might not be as much as the white face, but you're definitely gonna see us. You'll see us.
Hmm. Hmm.
Let me see. What else do we have going on here? And thank you, Pookie Moon, for even tuning in. I'm not sure who you are, sister, but I appreciate you for tuning in. She's coming from YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you, Shanette. Thank you, Kim Green. Who else we have on here? We have a lot of Kim Greens. Thank you, Chris, CJ. He's on YouTube, but he's also a friend on Facebook.
Okay.
Talib King, thank you for all the comments and the love. We appreciate it. Portia,
Yes,
Miss
ma'am.
Portia, Miss Portia, Miss Ma'at Shakur. So, do you do you have anything you would like to say to the people while they're listening?
Thank you
While
guys so much. I appreciate all the comments and whatnot. This is a new experience for me. I thank Sister Fari X for
oh,
inviting me. This has been wonderful. Um, I'm at a loss for words. Like this is my first time doing
oh,
something like this. But thank you guys
first
so
time
much.
for
I
everything.
really enjoyed myself.
You're welcome. We all have a first time for everything. I remember my first time, so you know. Let me see. You're welcome. You're welcome. They're saying thank you to us. They're telling us thank you. We
Oh,
thank you for watching.
absolutely,
Thank
absolutely.
you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I just realized it's Memorial Day weekend yesterday. I just realized it. So
Me
have a
too.
wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Stay safe. If you drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. Do not hurt yourself or anyone else. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Love yourselves. Love your family. Love your friends. Just have a good time and live that life. Thank you, Kim Green. He said, great job. Thank you. Till next time, I will be back on again this afternoon with another guest. You all will see the update. We'll be on at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. For those who are, and what does Eastern Daylight Time mean? That means that the summer and the spring done hit. Someone asked me that recently. What's the difference between EDT and EST? EST is the fall and the winter. EDT is the spring and the summer. Okay, that's the
I learned something
difference.
new
All right.
today.
Yeah. So that's why I put EDT because it is the summer right now. Well, the spring. Summer actually hasn't hit yet, but it's the spring, and that's EDT. It's daylight time. You're welcome, Pookie Moon. You're welcome. Those in the village need to be mindful of one's healing, so they're not insistent. Let me see. Those in our village need to be mindful of one's healing, so they're not insensitive.
Yeah.
Very true. Very
Yeah.
true. Very true. Great rising, ladies. Y'all are just now tuning in, but we're getting ready to this down. We've been on for over an hour. We spoke about the power of forgiveness, why we should forgive. We spoke about our Black men. We spoke about our Black women. We just spoke about healing in general. This was a great show. Play that back if you need to, just so you can get some insight and learn some new things, probably, you know. And again, I'll be back on at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time with another guest. It was great having you all, on the show. It was great having you on the show, Miss
Thank
Ma'at
you.
Shakur. And you
Thank
will
you.
definitely be on again.
Awesome. I'll be there.
All right now.
Peace.
Peace and Black Power.
Black power.
It's the scoop with, Spari. Go